Hi everyone, Joella here. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom. So I was in the shower. That's when my hair was wet, and like everything hit me all at once. Like every emotion that I've been going through for the past month or two, because January's almost over, so about 2 months. Because the whole month of December, I was like in this strange emotional roller coaster of holiday depression and stuff. I just chalked it up as holiday depression, but it was a lot more intense than that. Um, I'll go into details in part two of the video. Right now, I'm getting ready to go meet a friend that I haven't seen in a month, and I love her. She's like a second mom to me. um, let's see, where was I at? Oh yeah. So while I was in the shower, like I said, it hit me all at once. Like I let some tears come out, but then I wanted to understand the tears. So it's kind of like just flowing in the shower, trying to feel it out. And it was all about the depression and different types of depression that I've been experiencing these past 2 months, and some realizations and some issues that have been going on for years that I never really understood how to address. But now that these new occurrences have happened, it opens up a whole new spectrum of the the way I see how things go together. And I'm I'm gonna get into some things. I might say a couple political things, but it's not as a political viewpoint as an observation. Because I know we have Republican, Democratic, liberal, or independent, or something or other, and with liberal they have like conservative liberal and this or that. Anyway, I know that there's one party that says legalize all drugs. And growing up as a kid, I never understood that. Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put the risk of everything into everyone? Well, now that an adult, and over these past almost 5 years, I think I've lost at least one or two people to overdoses. So I'm rethinking that thought process and how that works. Because, yeah, I'm thinking that all drugs need to be legalized. Because the reason why they died was simply because the street drugs are not regulated and they're cut with fentanyl. We need to educate our children. We need to educate our system. I saw a TikTok video about someone talking about if you just carry this little compactable Zarcan inhaler or something. I'm gonna find this video because I have it on my feed. But I don't know if I saved it. But I know that I'm friends with the person that posted it, so I'm gonna find it so I can put it in the description link. But because it has like the website where you can get one. But I think everyone needs to be educated so they can carry this little doohickey around. Because the domino effect that it has on everyone around the person that passes, the levels of emotions that everybody goes through, it's beyond fathomable for some to comprehend. But I've been through so much of it because, like, my husband was murdered over not the same drug, but a drug related situation, and where his ex girlfriend overdosed, and she was the same age as me, so it's not like drugs were new to her. She partied way crazier than I ever did because I just didn't do those things because I was always paranoid. Because when I was a teenager, I had a friend of mine when I was 15, he was 17, he died of a cocaine overdose. And that hit me so hard back then that I was like, I can't do that. I can't risk that. I can't. And I'm a mom, so I could never like bring myself to that concept. And there's so many other things with this. But as I said when I was in the shower, it hit me so, so hard. I hope that having the music in the background is not going to be a problem for my YouTube video. I have no idea. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Like I said, I was just very compelled to make this recording. Um, I still haven't learned how to do the whole editing thing or use CapCut or anything yet because I'm always studying and learning as much as I can for myself that I want to learn for myself because I never had that space to just sit and be present with myself. I don't know that. Some of my cleaning goes slacking, but I do other projects and I do clean my areas before and after I do my individual projects. But between the remodel and everything, it's one room at a time. And right now I'm still working in the living room. I did my workout video in the living room the other day, so you kind of see what I've been doing in there. Only like have like half the room done or some wall, whatever. Anyway, off subject. I just had to talk off subject so I could calm down for a minute and recenter myself. It's really hard sometimes to talk about these subjects because we don't talk about them, so we've made ourselves extra sensitive to them, so then they become taboo. And when we do that, people that have real issues with it, not saying I don't, because I do and I did, and I went through things, and I reached out to a family member and they shunned me and decided to just straight up stop talking to me when I was having suicidal thoughts. And it wasn't desired suicidal thoughts, it was um, misplacement of time. I don't really know how to describe it very well, but being a healer and a spiritualist and being empathic, a lot of times I pick up emotions from other people and things. And like I did my whole entity clearing and everything, and been doing different practices, and that's why I enjoy being alone, because to explain what I experience and what I go through to other people that aren't going through exact like what I go through, I don't know how to talk about it in ways for them to understand without them looking at me funny and thinking I'm crazy or oh, you're just not making sense. Because it's not about making sense. As I tell you, that terminology, that's for the birds to eat and pick at. Why? Because it's made like freaking Swiss cheese. There's too many holes in theories. It's just something trying to hold it together. Like when our fascia gets all bunched up, you want to be able to pull it apart and see through it like a spider web. So you can see where all the little crooks and crannies really are and how the patterns work. When you get bunched up, you can't see the patterns. But when the spider web is full and perfect and you can see the patterns, it's the most amazing thing to look at. Because you really get to explore. Because when you look into it, it's kind of like a mirror of your own mind in a way. That's a whole nother subject. But that's part of my healing process. So it's not totally another subject. It's learning how to alchemize and utilize the pain and situations that we go through in life. And the was generally when we're in pain of something, it's because we're becoming aware of something that we weren't aware of before, and it's hurting our thought process because now we need to break it and change it. Break the chain. Because we were so wrapped up in change. Think about the was it Scrooge and the one that visited him that was covered in chains. There's a reason why they use these different theoryologies in movies and stuff, because they want to re-trigger memories in our brain. They say, well, we only use 10% of our brain. That's because the other part, the subconscious, uses, so we don't directly see it. And so all these different things are occurring. Like when they talk about time travel, are we really traveling through time, or where are we in our memory? Do you think that the body that you're in right now is existing before or after any other time of any other body? Experience everything all at once? You know, they say a cycle is 25,000 years. How does all these things work together? Well, when we feel all these emotions and we get displaced and all these traumatic events happen to us in a single time while we're in one individual single body, we're focused to just live in that time and not think about everything else that's existing in the universe. But the thing is when you connect it all and you start to understand how it's all interconnected and it's all one. We all are one consciousness. But we've divided things out into different proportions so we could experience different emotions and taste and food and touch and smell. Because the 5 basic senses that we have with this body, we don't have when we remember everything. So that's why we're here, to experience what we experience. But back to the forefront, depression is one of the most intense emotions, and it will take us away from our calling, take us away from our being. Because when we get so overwhelmed with other people's emotions, our front brain goes blank, like everything. We're just like doing in this automatic, autonomic thing, because our bodies get conditioned to do certain things. We get disconnected from our spirit. So we become these little robots or puppets, and we just kind of just drone out. And then when all the trauma happens, and then we get shocked back into our bodies, we're like, wait, whoa, no, this can't be. So we need to prepare ourselves for those moments. Start working at actively having your own first aid kit. Start doing the research so you know what foods are better to help you through difficult times. Because each food produces a different energy. Each color produces a different energy. That's why chakras are related to colors and spaces. That's why each one has a different domain in the body. Look at these things, understand these things, research these things. If you just pick up one key word that I'm talking about right now, I hope it changes your life forever in a good way. I know I got off original topic, but it all comes back full circle. And spirit's coming in. And when I know spirit's coming in, I get like this feeling in the back of my head. And then I can hear it's like bells, but not bells. It's like a ringing, but it's not a ringing. As I say ringing, and it's like odd, because I don't want ringing in my ears. I don't want tetanus or tendonitis or whatever they call it. I'm like, it's not like that. It's not the same thing. It's not directly in my ear. It's actually around my head when I hear it. And I was always trying to differentiate that before. But before, when I didn't have time to myself, I couldn't. Because I kept hearing, oh, you have this, oh yeah, instead of, how am I feeling? Now how am I feeling is spirit comes in, angels come around, and they have a conversation, and then words come out of my mouth. That's kind of how it works. Anyway. When it all hit me at once in the shower, one of the things that made me almost fall to the floor was the children. The children have no idea how to understand when someone dies. They don't understand what the difference is between an accidental suicide, murder, overdose, they don't know the difference. They just know that their mom or dad is gone. We need to help these children that get left behind and get lost. We need to educate ourselves to help them understand that it's okay and they will be okay. And that they don't have to follow in their parents' examples, to learn from them and love themselves in lieu of the situation. Let it flow through them, not to hold on to it and martyr their parents in a way that they don't understand. Or be mad at their parents in a way they don't understand. Or to be mad at our children because they made a mistake. It was one mistake that they didn't understand because they weren't educated before they went out to have fun with their friends. And they didn't understand that this could happen to them. Because we all grow up feeling a little bit immortal and empowered, especially at teenagers, when all the hormones and endorphins kick in and we think we can take on the world. I never fully let go of that. My husband's broke me of that for a while. I'm getting it back now. That's why I'm making this video. You know, we've had almost 3 years to be able to take time for reflection. But not all of us do. So many of us push through this time. So this year coming, when it's time to do, it's time to educate, it's time to be. I had time to think. This is the year. You know, right now we're in a time, and you know, it's funny because you take things in, right? And you think about things, you hear things, you're like, okay, so how does that relate to me? So get this, right? I'm 49. 20 years ago, I was 29. When I was 29 is when I had my son. My whole world changed. So when they talk about the planets, right? And right now, Pluto is in Aquarius, and it's about full change. Yeah. 20 years ago, I had my son. So yeah, now it's about full change. I understand it. I see it. That's why I'm making this video. Because while I was in the shower today, I had my revelation about how depression all falls together and how we as individuals, for ourselves and our loved ones and our family members, need to take our own action and stop living under the bullies that make us think that we're only this small. Because we're not this small. We're incredible, individual, multi-dimensional beings. We come from all these spaces and all these places, and we share these bodies together, unitedly. We just don't remember it all because we're working within this body to experience the 5 senses. It's that simple. We're here to experience the senses. I know, I can never keep my glasses on straight. But I gotta get ready, and it's been almost 20 minutes. Gotta go see my friend. So part 2, I am going to expand on the revelation I had in my shower today when I get home. Remember, I love you, and I love me, and you love you, and I'll take care of me, and you take care of you, and we'll be good. You have an amazing grand rising, you beautiful souls. Remember, you have, what is it? The birthright to enjoy your life.